still.
All right, one more topic I want to ask y'all about. It just came to me. I don't know if y'all have been kept up. No Jumper. They did a podcast. It was Lil House Phone. This has been blowing up my YouTube for the last 2 days. Lil House Phone, Blasey.
Is that somebody's name?
Yeah.
Who?
Lil House Phone?
He's like a regular on the podcast.
Wow.
Look, he's the guy. He always wears the hat, and he
Not AD though.
Not AD. The other black guy.
Oh, okay.
So it was Lil House Phone, Blasey, Crip Mac, and then at a point Kazumi came on the pod. And it was a live pod right after they just did their live tour. Not a tour, but they sold out. I forgot where the place was. They had an amazing show apparently. T-Rell showed out. Apparently he did really well. I didn't see it, but it was packed out. People were going crazy, and it really went well for them. So they were high off that, feeling good about it. Then they end up, Adam couldn't be there for the show, so they have Lil House Phone step in, and then they have, we just call him House Phone. No one says Lil. House Phone steps in, then Blasey steps in. He's usually on Disconnected with House Phone, which is House Phone's show that he has with him, and Yuri, and the other dude. Well, yeah, I think other people fill in. But, so they have him on the show, and he was on one today. And y'all seen Crip Mac. Y'all know.
Yeah.
He was on one. He was really like.
Crip Mac was on one?
Yeah, the way he was acting. Like, he was definitely like turned up, yelling like crazy, not being super respectful to them. But honestly, when you watch the whole stream, it was more jokes. Like, you know how he is. But for them, it did seem like the majority of the interview, they're sitting there just like, all right, like, what are we going to talk about? Because this was not interview. It was a podcast. It was an episode. So he's just sitting in there with him because he's making more and more content with No Jumper. But it kind of just becomes a Crip Mac interview because he doesn't stop talking. I saw this one comment that was like, Crip Mac is like the guy that you hang out with one time and then you never again because you learn your lesson. Yeah. He really was just talking about 5'5", prison, just yelling, like being super loud. And it just becomes a Crip Mac interview. Like they're just, oh yeah, okay, Yeah. Like that you could tell. It just, there's no vibe. It was also their first time meeting him. All you could do is ask him questions because he just goes on tangents when no one's talking to him. Like they have to talk about something totally different. He just start yelling out of nowhere. So they get to a point where they start doing kind of a recap of how their live show was. This is about an hour and 23 minutes in. I know because someone put it in the comments. If y'all want to stop wasting time and get to the T-Rell part, go to this point. I'm like, oh man, my guy.
An hour and 20 minutes in? Fuck.
So they start talking about T-Rell. Not even about T-Rell. They just said, man, T-Rell showed out. Duno showed out. He said, what you say, cuh? He said, Duno? Wait, no. What was the name you said? Duno. No, other one. T-Rell. Huh? Cuh. Who is that T-Rell? He's like, oh, what's up? What you got to say? He's like, fuck her, and just keep saying that.
He's like, you don't even know who he is.
Oh, y'all don't know. Okay, so I got to fill y'all in. So T-Rell is a gang member. Yes. Oh. Y'all got to keep up with No Jumper, man. See, we got to be studying these motherfuckers. These are one of the biggest podcasts in the world. Man, y'all sleeping on the culture. So, one of the biggest podcasts in the culture, but I will fill y'all in on it. T-Rell is a gang member. He's a Hoover. He's been a Hoover for a very long time. AD is a Crip. Yeah. Crip Mac is a Crip. AD and Crip Mac aren't from the same spots, though. But if you know Crip Mac, he has Hoover. Isn't it Hoover killer on his forehead? Yeah. Hoover killer on his forehead, 5'5" on his face. So they've done a really good job because they interview so many different people to not let certain people come in proximity. So T-Rell, who's a Hoover, and he's actually an employee at No Jumper, and he's great. I love T-Rell. He has never come in contact with Crip Mac. He can't because, bro, you got Hoover killer on your forehead. I'm never going to be around you. But he's talked about him a lot on the pod, but he's been respectful. He's just talked about like, man, I could never do that shit, whatever. But he's kept it respectful. Right. And Adam 22 and just all of them has kept it respectful. They never really cross paths. And, you know, we're not going to have that shit in here. This is T-Rell's place of work. He gonna be able to just come in here and do his shit, and we're never gonna be having him cross paths with anyone, and disrespect wouldn't be allowed.
And on this day,
so now let's dial it back. Crip Mac goes on the pod and says "fuck her" and specifically asks about him. Yeah. So you can see everyone in the room was like immediately uncomfortable. Shit. They're all sitting there like just fucking dumbfounded.
Nobody's agreeing with them.
See, a lot of people are giving them scrutiny. Blasey and what's his name? House Phone, because. They just didn't say nothing. They went with it, but you could tell they were very uncomfortable. Some people are criticizing Blasey, like, why did you ask him if he had something to say? Like, you set him up for that. Like, why would you made this shit happen? I think the majority of people don't believe that's true. T-Rell already, he said basically like, nah, you could see they were uncomfortable. He was clowning them like, man, you bitch ass nigga. Like, how you let him take your lighter too? Because he was being like disrespectful throughout it. And like, y'all were scared and whatnot. Like, man, I would have ended this shit right there if someone said something like that about any of y'all. And I agree with them on that. but it's so easy to be like an armchair quarterback because then I'm listening. I'm thinking of like 3 different things I would have done. Because also in their defense, he had like 6 of his guys with him, and it was just them and Josh, which is Adam's brother-in-law, who also helps produce the show and like coordinates everything. But that was their reasoning for not like stepping to him or saying nothing. But you could tell the vibe was definitely off, and they were uncomfortable. There's no doubt in that. So I don't think there's any issues with the No Jumper fam. But Rell is he said, yeah, if he ever come back on the show, I'm out of here. And I think everyone's in agreement with that, though. They all felt like he disrespected the whole show, and he won't be back, bro. He really fucked up with that one. He seemed like he was on drugs, though. A lot of people do feel like
that. He probably was, or off the drugs, off his meds.
Just 'cause he was being so loud and shit, but like. It's kind of a bailout. Like maybe he was off some drugs or something, but yeah, he was just on one, bro. And he fucked it up. He's never coming back on. He can't.
And he's a regular too.
The whole fan base has backed T-Rell like crazy. Everyone is like, fuck Crip Mac. And honestly, he was so annoying, bro. He was really annoying that whole interview. I would have been different from them. Like, I'm not even gonna try to entertain you eventually, bro. Like, I would be sitting there like that eventually. Like, bro, what are we talking about, bro? And he was being mad disrespectful to Kazumi, but she the type like she'll take it. Like, she's not tripping, so she won't make it like uncomfortable, but. He was calling her a custer ass sitch for so long. Like, he just kept saying that over and over.
Custer ass sitch.
And then he's like, it means buster ass bitch. You're a buster ass bitch. He's like, oh, thank you.
He
like,
said
she just kept
bees,
saying thank
man.
you.
Yeah. Then that's wild, bro. Yeah, you can't have him back on the show like that. And that's sad for Crip Mac. How you fuck up your bag like that? That was your only way for real into the mainstream like that. Because, you was doing your piece of shit. You was doing your soda shit. That's cool. But that's only going to go so far. Your rap career only going to go so far. Like, you turning into the media quote unquote, or kind of like clown, or at least he could have played it more of a role. Like he transferred it to more business shit. He was lovable, bro.
Everyone was loving Crip.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because people were making fun of him, but he still could have transformed the original clown act into something more wholesome and turn into a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like some real shit. Build his own little restaurant. He could have did a hella shit. On the right and narrow path, but. Adam was really fucking with him. No Jumper was really fucking with him, and gave him a platform to do that and at least branch off that way. And he's not gonna have another chance to get on that type of platform.
He will never be on No Jumper
of who he is and how But that was his way in. He was cool there. He could have been on that shit, straight and narrow, make your bread, bro.
Also, I feel like this shit kind of helped No Jumper as a family, like just because they're really trying to just stay like real tight and like build stuff, and I think it kind of helped them because everyone was on the stance of like, that was fucked up. You disrespected one of our team members. And like when he had been respectful to you and you disrespected the entire show, just the way he was acting, but also just to say that in front of everybody, like that's like their family. That's like their brother.
Has Adam talked about it at all?
I haven't heard anything from him. I think he's still gone though. I think he's I forgot where he's went to, but I haven't heard anything from him. I've heard from everyone else. I heard from everyone else, like AD, T-Rell spoke on it, Blasey and House Phone have talked about it.
How did AD feel about that since he's a Crip too?
He thought that shit was just like he way left field. He got on the phone with Crip Mac, and Crip Mac saying, "Oh, I didn't think it was that serious. I was joking. I was just playing." And he was like, "Nah, you was hella out of line for that." And he was just saying, AD seemed like he saw the situation as a whole, and he was on this, bro. I feel like everyone is pretty much on the same page about like. You can't do that. Like, you can't come in that building and disrespect someone that works there, especially when
some street beef too.
Yeah, exactly. And he should only be on that show with Adam. Like, not anymore. But like looking back, he was only good with Adam. Adam is good because he'll ask him the right questions. Adam and him are a funny dynamic. But everyone else are just like, bro, what do we talk about with this guy? Especially if it's not an interview. You're supposed to just be on the show with him, and this guy's just yelling shit out. Like, I feel like I could maybe ask him some good questions because I had to ask him. I was thinking like, what would I ask him? To get him to stop just talking and just ranting about random shit. Yeah.
Like, does Crip Mac ever shut up?
Crip Mac, when do you not talk? Or like, do you have any hobbies, bro? Like, what do you like to do? You ever golf? Like,
y'all
I just start
drugs?
asking him some bullshit.
Y'all got some downers?
Crip Mac, I knew what you on, bro.
Get him another shot, bro. Get him another shot. Nah, there you go. Start talking more. Get him the exotic.
She's like, how was that DP?
Oh my God.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, bro. Crip Mac, he really changed his perception in a lot of people's eyes really, really quickly. Like that was a very quick way to mess that up.
He didn't have a lot of leverage. That's the thing about him. He didn't have a lot of leeway to play with people's time like that.
He was likable. Until this, bro. But it also showed that's what I was thinking about. Why the No Jumper fam, how kind of brought them together is because they had an amazing show. They're fired up about that. But seeing the fan base, how everyone, and that's what T-Rell was saying too. Like, man, y'all love me. Like, it meant a lot. Like, people coming to his defense. Because, I think every No Jumper fan was like, nah, you just disrespected T-Rell. Because everyone knows when you're on there, you are someone that like we know what the politics is. So the fact that you really felt cool saying that on a live stream too, they couldn't even edit it out. So it's the fact that you really went and said that, like, dang, bro, like that's disrespectful. You just said that on our platform, knowing damn well we see this guy every day. Like so you don't give a fuck about the people you sitting with, because how you think you could just get that one off? And you never said it all this time, so you knew damn well better than to say that.
Well, that was some crazy shit. I gotta keep up more with the No Jumper family.
Yeah, it was juicy, bro. But they kept playing, bro. I've seen so many clips of the same shit now. It's annoying. Like, they posted a lot of clips out of this. They're making a lot of content off of it. But it'd be like, AD speaks on this. And I'm like, bro, this same video has been posted like 3-4 times, bro. It's crazy.
Start doing that shit.
Yeah, just keep
posting the same topic
over and over. Just phrase it a little differently. Yeah, that shit was wild.
Different setup, one green screen.
Oh, God. Yeah, hey, eventful week, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of shit going on.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, well, it's been a good time, man. It's been a good pod. One of the cams is out, so we'll use the main cam. Well, hope everyone got a good vibe off this, buddies. It's episode 61.